you giving back. You going to places like Haiti and Congo and Senegal, and you working with people that have a lot less, but at the same time, you done worked with some of the biggest artists in the industry. You done made some hits. So I want to ask you, like, do you have a favorite album or favorite project or favorite artist? Some of the people that you work with. If you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to directly work with Mos Def. It was a beat that Ski Beats and I did, and then Ski worked with Mos and got the placement for us. But for me, Mos Def in the '90s, like Black on Both Sides, was just one of the best albums I ever heard. Like it was so powerful. I don't know if it came out. It probably came out in 2000, maybe not in the '90s, but it was around that time. So yeah, Lauren Hill, Mos Def, like D'Angelo, those were just the gods, like the kings and queens of the world to me. So for me to have a song with Mos Def or Yassine Bey is just such an honor. I'm really really happy that my drums is underneath his rhymes because he doesn't put out a whole lot of music. So even just to have one with him, you know, so that was really cool. I would also say Camp Low. I knew Lucchini just as like being a hit. That was it. I didn't really listen to Camp Low like that, but once I got in that world, I became, immersed in Camp Low. It was almost like learning another language, really. So like my experience of learning French and Spanish really came into play because that's all they were known for was like now that I understand their relevance now, like they were known for their slang. They came up with their own slang, the whole world. Chiba and Suede are just two like special people. So it was the first time I got to be in the studio with the artists because like at that point in my career, I was emailing beats. Like I emailed the beats to Wale, emailed the beats for Mos Def, emailed the beats for Azalea Banks. Like every placement I was getting, I was emailing them and getting the placements. This is the first time where we lived in the same place in North Carolina and we were just in the studio cooking all together. And that was really fun. Like it's such a different experience to cook from scratch with the artist in person. So yeah, I would say all those artists I mentioned are MC Light was another one we emailed the beat for. I was emailing beats to Talib Kweli, and Talib Kweli and MC Light were hanging out. Talib played MC Light the beat, and then that was a wrap. So that was another one that Ski and I did together. Yeah, those, and then like you said, with the beat making lab, it's not working with big artists, but we do find like a big artist in each country and work with them as well, invite them to work with the kids. So, working getting to be trusted and work in a community center in another country is the same feeling to me as working with Mos or Wale or whatever. It's just like a real privilege to come into that culture and be like completely welcomed in. You're not like a tourist just trying to bump around. Like you're really welcome into like the ground floor. Like a community center is almost like the ground floor of any culture. And so just to be immersed in that, to be trusted, to be valued both ways. Like it did not feel like volunteering or giving back. It felt like a real just special experience that anyone in this world, any producer, any musician would have loved to be in that experience. So yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, man, definitely. I can imagine. Let me see. Now I was checking out the website. Now you have a live drum break sample pack. Like, what is that for the average person? What exactly is that?
Yeah, so it's like a new thing for producers to start doing over the past maybe 5 years or so. So um I would say the history of music production was like you downloaded Reason or Fruity Loops or Ableton or something, and Reason came with like drum loops or music loops inside of it, so you could do like a song starter ideas, but you were just limited to the whatever 500 loops are inside your program. Uh, some people would You could order CDs online that had drum loops or music loops on it, so it was a real limited thing. But now people, producers, and especially musicians will just like you would have to find a drum break on a record where no music was playing if you wanted to like have a drum break. That's what a drum break was called. Basically, it was like during the James Brown song where it's just the drums. Now, me as a drummer, I'm like, well, I can just make a bunch of those in different styles and different genres, make a like a reggaeton one, make a house one, make a any genre I wanted to do. So that's just like a big thing for now producers to do, is to make their own loops and then sell them, and then other producers want to use these like as song starters or ideas. Or let's say you just have a normal beat that sounds okay, you put a live drum loop on top of that, it's going to sound amazing, you know. So it really makes a big difference to get, especially for live drum loops. That's a big one, you know, for people to get, because it just really blends in with the, you know, normal beat stuff you have going on. So yeah, it's just another thing. Like Ski Beats does a big drum loop series online, and so that sort of, you know, it inspired me just to get my own drum loops going on.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool because drums, especially like in hip hop, it seems like the drums is the most important, component.
Mhm.
Um, Now let me see. Now you also have the Love Love album that's coming out, or
Well, yeah, it's coming out. It's actually already online. Like I already had to release it due to all the clearances and everything. I couldn't sit on it anymore. But we haven't officially done the big live push. Like we have a couple music videos and all sorts of things. Like I'm working with an artist that's doing art for a bunch of the songs, and working with yeah. So we have a big push for it. There's a lot of really amazing artists on it: Deepak Chopra and Sly and Robbie, and yeah, it's just good artists. I'm excited to push out to the world. So yeah, hopefully within the next couple months we'll do our big promotional push and PR push and announce to the world that that it's out.
okay, okay, cool. So now, if the viewers, if they want to check it out, they want to support it, is it like on a streaming service, or is it better to get it directly off the website? How should they go about?
Oh yeah, no. If you just go to Apple Juice Kid, put that in any streaming service. You go to applejuicekid.com, it'll have all the links on my site. Yeah, you can go to, yeah. There's a bunch of music that I've released over the years on streaming. Much my own stuff, you know. That I've When I say my own stuff, as a producer, you're always collaborating with. It's never just me by myself. But yes, the albums I've released as Apple Juice Kid and different projects that I've been a part of.